Let's have a look at how this question fits in on the flowchart, how we know that this is actually a Chapter 11 question. Now, when we get to the flowchart, the first thing that we see is that we're supposed to be looking at a problem objective where the two choices are either that we have a single population or we're comparing two populations. Now, a single population is the choice for this question because there's only a single sample. If I had two populations, I would have had to have had two samples, one to represent each population. But I have just a single population represented by a single sample. The next thing that I'm going to be focused on is what kind of data do I have? And the data in question for this question is it's the number of hours. This is what we're measuring, the number of hours spent on social networking sites. Now, the number of anything is going to be interval data. The whole point to interval data is that interval data is numerical data. So if I have a number of some kind, something that's numerically measured or counted, that's interval data. So it's a single population, it's interval data. And then the next thing that I encounter is what can be thought of as being the focus of the question. The question is either going to focus on the central location, which is really just the mean, or variability, which would just be the variance. Now, we have a known standard deviation, so really we have a known population variance. That's not the focus of the question. The focus of the question is on the mean. There is this follow-up question, though, that we have to decide that either yes, we do know the population standard deviation, or no, we don't. And right in the wording of the question, they do give us the fact that the population standard deviation is 1.9. So I would say yes. So it's going to be a z-test of one population mean. This is why we chose this formula here. Now, it's not an estimator, it's not estimation like we have down here, because as I pointed out in my chapter 10 video, for estimation questions, we must specifically be told to either estimate or they'll use the words confidence level or confidence interval. And none of that happened in this case. So instead, we have a hypothesis test. And it's the Z hypothesis test of one unknown population mean. So that's why the choice of formulas is this one here. Z equals to the sample mean minus the population mean over the standard deviation divided by the root of the sample size.